Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tune Project. This video is especially for all of you adult beginners out there. I'm going to be sharing some tips just for you. As always, if you like this video and find it to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps my channel out. And if you're not already subscribed to the Tune Project but like my videos, I invite you to join this little community by hitting that red subscribe button below along with the notification bell so that you can be updated every time I post a new video. Now let's get into the tips. One question I often hear from adults, no matter what age, who are looking to start playing the violin is, am I too old for this? Is it too late for me? And my first tip, along with my answer to that question, is no, absolutely not. It is never too late to start something new and to be passionate about something. And I think there's something so beautiful about an adult starting a new skill and wanting to learn something and become really good at something, especially the violin, because let's be honest, the violin is not easy. So if you are going to embark on this adventure in learning to play the violin, there's a lot of dedication there. A lot of times with kids who are starting something new, like an instrument or a sport or involved in some type of activity, it's almost always because their parents get them involved in whatever activity that is. So they don't necessarily have a real reason other than my parents wanted me to do it, right? But for the sake of you adults out there, you made the conscious decision to pursue this activity, to pursue this instrument. And there's something so special and so wonderful about that. So no, it's never too late. Don't feel like you're behind, because you're definitely not. And my second tip for you is to remember your reason for starting the violin, whether it was to learn a certain song or tune that you really like, to build up a solid repertoire of songs or pieces, or to simply have fun and pick up a new hobby. Remember that reason, because that'll keep you going through any hardships that you may face while you're playing, while you're practicing, any frustrations that might come up. That'll get you through. And that leads me to my third tip, which is keep a positive and healthy mindset. Going back to that kid analogy that I made earlier, a lot of times when kids mess up or make a mistake, they just go back to what they were doing without caring too much. There might be a little bit of embarrassment, but they don't let it stress them out. They keep going and continue on. So maybe take that same approach. A lot of times I find that adults tend to get frustrated more easily when they don't get things right, because they place this pressure on themselves and they have an expectation because of all of everything else that they've accomplished in their life, right? But when it comes to the violin, it's not an easy instrument, as I said before. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to where you can't meet your own standards, because that'll just hold you back even further and you won't have very much fun in the process. So no matter what your reason is for playing the violin and learning the violin, I encourage you to try your best to have fun, because that's really the best thing that you can do, and that'll push you through those difficult times or periods of frustration. And my fourth and final tip is to create a practice routine. A lot of times for us adults, we have busy schedules, different things to tend to in our lives, and it's so important if we want to continue to get better at a skill and improve at our violin playing, to keep a routine, whether that is, practicing first thing when you get home from work or after dinner or whatever works for you, first thing in the morning, whatever makes sense for your schedule and your lifestyle. Try to create some sort of routine that you're able to stick to and that is realistic. Don't set the bar so high for yourself where you tell yourself that you're going to practice 3 hours a day, because likely if you're first starting out and you've never done this before, that's going to be a really hard thing to stick to in the long run. So it's best to start by creating a routine that is going to be easily attainable from the beginning, and that way you can always, feel out how the schedule works for you and then adjust it accordingly. And if you're curious about ideas for a specific practice routine, in my Q&A video that I made recently, I give kind of a basic rundown of, if you have an hour of free time, what you should be practicing during that hour, and those kind of percentages that I gave can be applied to any amount of time that you have. So if you're interested in the specifics on that, then definitely check out that video, and I'll leave it linked up here in the cards. So those are my tips for adult beginners starting out playing the violin. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, if you did, please give it a thumbs up. I wish you the best of luck in your journey in playing the violin. It's an exciting one, so I hope you enjoy the ride, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Happy practicing. If you'd like to further your support of the Tune Project, be sure to head over to patreon.com/thetune project for information on that. And if you're planning on buying any music or doing any shopping on Amazon, be sure to head over to the Tune Project website, which I linked in the description box of all of my videos. Click my Amazon banner, and whatever you purchase, a small percentage of that will go toward the Tune Project. This just keeps the Tune Project going and allows me to continue to create free content for you all.